people who is running the family business Thousand Tales and Grad Istanbul in Chicago.
Probably sell around 400 simits every day.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the best halal restaurant in Chicago for our community.
And he just started it and we got into it.
Yeah, very, very small store. I think we only had maybe 4 or 5 shelves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was working overtime, He was working maybe until 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. We have our butcher department, which is 100% Zabiha halal meats.
A lot of these businesses, where do they start? They started in a garage, right?
Hello and welcome to the Badarstan podcast. I'm Nurzat and I'm so excited to have you with us today. Today I'm honored to be joined by Hatice Hanım and Burak Bey, people who is running the family business Thousand Tales and Grad Istanbul in Chicago. We all love our community, love Thousand Tales, but today we get to know more about the story behind Thousand Tales and Grand Istanbul. Thank you so much, Burak Bey, Hatice Hanım, for joining us. I'm so excited to talk with you and know more about the story behind Thousand Tales and Grand Istanbul.
We're happy to be here.
Thank you. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so we moved to Chicago in 2007. My father was working as an industrial engineer. He was a senior level manager. So after he completed his PhD at Wayne State University, he went to the corporate workforce. He worked at Merck in Philadelphia for a year. And then afterwards, he got a job opportunity in Abbott Labs, which is now AbbVie, I believe. And he was a senior level industrial engineer manager there. Senior level industrial engineer. And he worked in that position. That's the reason we moved to Chicago.
Nice. So we know that your father started this business, family business. So can you please tell us more about your father?
Yeah, so my father is Burak Canbolat. He's the founder and owner of 1,000 Tales in Grand Istanbul. He's really the genius behind the works. And a little bit of a story about my dad, about how he started. He was born in Samsun in Turkey. He was born in a small village. He was a family of 5, believe a younger middle child, and he's the only one in his family to have a high school education. And he went out to get all the way to his PhD. He's a doctor in industrial engineering. So since a young child, his family, his father was a farmer and construction worker. And my father, he just wanted to get an education, pursue that education. And he moved cities from a young age. And eventually it led him to getting his PhD in the U.S.
Nice.
So my parents moved to America in 2002. At that time, I was 1, and my brother Burak was 2 years old.
Oh.
We were a small family, and once he got his PhD, it led to many job opportunities. So we moved to Pennsylvania, and he worked at Merck over there. And then soon after, he got a job opportunity at Abbott, which later split into AbbVie. And he had a very nice role there. He was the senior manager, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so he had a very nice role. He was successful. But he always, I guess, had this passion maybe to pursue something else. And at that time, there was a demand from the community for finding halal products, Turkish products. It was very hard to find. I mean, now you look at Mount Prospect and the suburbs, and there's so many businesses opening up, and it's very nice. But 20 years ago, we didn't really have that. People would travel sometimes out of town. Sometimes they would drive all the way to Chicago downtown, so at least 1 hour to get halal products. And even then, the variety wasn't what we have right now. The quality wasn't what we have right now. And he said, okay, I'm going to fill this gap. I'm going to bring this for my community. So in 2010, while he was still working at Abbott at that role, full-time, and we were 4 siblings, so he had a family and children to take care of at the same time, he said, I'm going to start my business. So he was working overtime, He was working maybe until 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. He would barely get any sleep, but he said, I'm going to put in this work, and I'm sure it'll be worth it one day. So in 2010, he started off with a wholesale company, and the front side, the office, we had a few shelves. We had very limited products, mainly started off with like halal frozen products. But because the feedback from the customers were very positive, he said, okay, I need to open a separate grocery store location. And in 2012, so exactly 13 years ago, we opened up Istanbul Market and Cafe.
Oh, wow. So you started with a small store?
Yeah, very, very small store. I think we only had maybe like 4 or 5 shelves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And years later, A Thousand Tales opened up. A Thousand Tales is a Turkish Mediterranean restaurant, bakery, and cafe. And I guess what influenced A Thousand Tales opening up is at Istanbul Market and Cafe, the space was very limited, but we had very nice food that was made in-house. We were the first grocery store, I think, in Chicago to make fresh simit in-house, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the Kyrgyz products too, like Uzbek rice, plov, manti, samsa.
Wow,
Yeah.
very nice.
We grew up with Central Asians. Our whole story from the beginning, like we opened the store in 2012, like my sister said, and in 2013, I think a year later, we got some Uzbek chefs, and we started with the Central Asian products.
Oh,
We
nice.
started with their shawarma wraps, Uzbek Central Asian style, as well as the Turkish style as well, and then samsa, plov, manta, just like how my sister was mentioning. And from there, like we just had a wave of Central Asian, Kafkas, guests and customers who would come in and eat our food. So they loved
And
it.
even now, our Central Asian community love your restaurant, love your food. Yeah, it's like the best halal restaurant in Chicago for our community.
Thank you. That was like a big goal for A Thousand Tales, especially like what you said, best halal restaurant. Like what we noticed with a lot of halal restaurants is they didn't have that like quality, like fine dining type experience. We can't say we're directly fine dining for A Thousand Tales because fine dining is a whole different thing in of itself, but we're a very high quality like family restaurant. And when you come to A Thousand Tales, you have like the best quality food, clean tables, good service, and you feel like you're at like a very top tier restaurant, which it is a top tier restaurant. We hold ourselves to that standard, and yeah, that's why I think like a lot of our guests, we have a big Central Asian guest percentage, and all different like ethnicities and customers.
Nice. Now we know so much about your father. Can you please tell us more about your mom?
Sure. I mean, obviously, my dad put in a lot of work, but I think without the support of my mom, this would have all been very, very hard for him.
She's the general.
Yeah.
She really is.
Yeah. She raised all 6 of us, and meanwhile, she would also work. So we have so many pictures of like our youngest siblings, Taha and Eren, when they can't go to school yet. They're like 1 and 2 years old. And my mom would go to Istanbul Market as a cashier, and she would just take them along with them. There's pictures of them helping the workers maybe stock the shelves, or even with like a mop in their hand, trying to help clean and eating samsa. She, in addition to like all the support to my dad, working at the register, raising us, she also was our first chef. So our first like dessert recipes, our first bakery recipes, she was the one that curated all of that. Yeah, so she's talented in like every way possible, basically.
Yeah, she's the first woman that brought the fresh simit to the Chicagoland area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So does she make it here?
She did. She started the recipe. She's the one who started making it for us.
Wow.
And yeah, it carried on.
It carried on, yeah.
Yeah.
And now I think we probably sell around like 400 simits every day.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe.
Every day?
Yeah, maybe more. Yeah.
Wow. Great. How did food become a part of your life?
Well, ever since a young age, before our dad started the business, obviously finding halal food was like very important for us as Muslims. In addition to that, like the Turkish cuisine is just amazing. It's so versatile. So my mom would make like vegetarian food, seafood, all sorts of food. So I guess like that really helped us have like a good taste buds since a young age. But in addition to that, our dad was always very like health cognizant. So he always wanted us to eat healthy, whole foods. Like when we would go grocery shopping before he started his business, he would always say, let's try to stick to the natural stuff because, I mean, I care for you guys and I want you guys to eat healthy stuff. I don't want you to have health problems. And I guess that always made us like very careful about what we're putting in our body. And with the business now, like what our motto is, like if I wouldn't want my kids to eat it, obviously I don't want my customers to eat it.
Oh, yeah.
If I want my kids to eat like the highest quality things, that's what I want my customers to eat. The highest quality out there. So we're always trying to like source the finest ingredients, the best ingredients. And I think that's one of the things that makes a very big difference behind our food.
Yeah, and just to put it in perspective, my dad is someone who doesn't drink any Coke, doesn't drink any soft drinks, doesn't eat any processed desserts. He eats dessert like even before we had this business. He ate dessert really rarely, like once a month, once every few months.
Probably only the dessert that mom made.
only the amazing desserts that my mom would make. So just to put that in perspective, no processed food. If we went out, we would eat like whole foods. Like if we went out, and at home we would eat whole foods, no processed foods. And my dad has a saying where he's saying the food is kind of like the gas like to your engine, to your car, right? And it's basically the food is for your soul, for your mind, for everything you do. So when you feed yourself with quality food, for us halal food, whole foods, then you're gonna be a lot better in like every aspect in your life, how you feel, how you perform. So by that motto, he want to put that into our business.
Oh, yeah, that's really important.
How do you feel, Nurza, after you eat from 1,000 Tales afterwards? Like, obviously, the food is delicious, but how do you feel afterwards?
It's really delicious. I love it. I'm always happy after.
That's what we're talking about.
And how did you choose the name for Thousand Tales in Grand Istanbul? Is there a story behind?
Well, with Grand Istanbul, in Turkey, there's the Grand Bazaar, which is very, very popular. And there's probably like thousands of different merchants there, right? Like vendors, like spices, you have like clothes, food, like decor, everything you can find from like A to Z. And it's like, historically, it's also very important. And so many people come there like from around the world. So it's kind of like a connecting hub.
So it's like a grocery store?
It's a bazaar. So it's kind of like, imagine like a huge mall, but it's open. So how would you explain it? Like an outdoor mall almost?
Well, it changes, but the Grand Bazaar is a closed mall. You're going to find like different merchants like textile, food, desserts, gifts, everything. You know, the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul. If you look into Google, like you're going to see the vastness of the Grand Bazaar. And when you hear the Grand Bazaar, like you have like selection, you have like you have abundance, authenticity, and basically, when you think about Grand Istanbul in Mount Prospect, Illinois, thousands of miles away from Istanbul, but when you go into that store, it's not nearly the size of the Grand Bazaar in Turkey, but it has the same authenticity, it has the same abundance. You can find, like, Hatice, can you list some of the quality products that you guys have, Grand Istanbul, from the fresh meats all the way to the fresh fruit, cheeses?
Fresh halal meat. Our meat is delivered maybe like 4 to 5 times a week. And we have a butcher there that cuts everything to your liking. Produce. During the summer season, we work with like Amish farmers. So we bring in like very high quality organic produce. We work with other Amish farmers in our charcuterie. So we bring like Amish eggs, Amish milk, Amish butter, Amish yogurt. And when we bring in products, we try to bring in like the top quality products from Kyrgyzstan, like their honey, and then from Turkey, like Turkish tea, Turkish legumes are very popular.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it's really like a connecting hub for like everybody, people all over the world, just like the Grand Bazaar is.
Yeah, and we're constantly trying to like improve the quality of our products and what we can provide. We're always like on a search for like the highest quality products. When we started at Thousand Tales around that time in 2022, we learned about Amish products. Those are the highest and finest, highest quality and finest locally sourced products, from their butter to their cheeses to their milk to
Eggs, yogurt, honey,
produce.
produce.
So I think in the Mount Prospect area, we were one of the first stores that really brought in a big wave of Amish products, and then we started using that in a Thousand Tales. So the nice thing about our business is Grand Istanbul, the bazaar, it's not connected physically. It's right next door to a Thousand Tales, but they support each other. So if we see that something works at Grand Istanbul, we have the opportunity to implement it at Thousand Tales. And all of our breakfast honeys are Amish honey, very good quality. Our eggs, our butters. So yeah,
it's nice for customers too, because if you, for example, have breakfast and you're like, oh, I love the butter, I love the cheese, you can just shop right next door and buy it for your house.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. And who chose the name for Thousand Tales and Grand Istanbul?
A Thousand Tales, we had a big team work on a Thousand Tales. We can't just say it was me and Hatice and my dad and my mom, but we were in it. We had a big team work on it, and it was between me and my father. I'm sorry, not me mainly. It was my father and one of our designers at the time. So yeah, they put their mind into it, and they came up with the name A Thousand Tales. You kind of explained Grand Istanbul. I'll explain A Thousand Tales. So A Thousand Tales is based off 1001 Nights, basically Arabian Nights, but also it's like a spin-off. That's 1001 Nights. This is 1,000 Tales. And to get to the point where we had 1,000 Tales, where if you go to 1,000 Tales now, like you might think it's a business that's been running for 30 to 40 years. We had 1,000 Tales to get to that point. From my dad, his family had a bakery in Turkey, so he grew up in that business all the way to starting Istanbul Market in 2010. We had 1,000 Tales to get to that point. It's been struggles. It's been a lot of setbacks, but essentially, like, that's how we came to that point.
Yeah, it didn't become 1,000 Tales in one day, right?
Oh, 12 years to open 1,000 Tales from when we began.
Was starting a business family always your dream?
Well, my dad started it in 2010 when I was a kid, she was a kid, so we didn't really have that dream at that point. We were just kids, you know, we were in school, we were playing, goofing around, living a kid life. And he just started it and we got into it. Like, it was just like they threw us in the deep end of the pool. That's how it felt like, and we had to survive to swim. On weekends, we were taken to our store to work. As we got older, sometimes after school, we would come and help. During busy seasons, we would help. Our father was really adamant about us pursuing our education. For him, that was a big priority. But anytime, any free time we had, we weren't going out and doing things. We were in the family business. So I don't know if you can say per se it was our dream when starting it, but it really has become something we love and we're fond of.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I wouldn't say it was a dream we had, but I think like now looking back at it, we wouldn't want to have it any other way. And we're very grateful for it. I think like supporting each other as a family is what really makes our business withstand like any struggles, and different than a lot of other businesses as well, because we truly care about it. I mean, we grew up, all 6 of us, in the family business. We learned so many things. It's taught us so many life lessons. So it's, yeah, we're very happy to have this family business.
So you were helping in the family business all the time, and you have an experience now, right?
Yeah. I think I was in 6th grade, right? When
Small, very
yeah,
small.
yeah. It sounds like we're so old, but I remember when we first started, like barcode scanners weren't a thing. So I would like hand type all the barcode, like the UPC codes behind the items. And there's some customers who see me, they're like, oh, I remember when you were a tiny little girl and you were typing on the computer.
How old were you?
I think 6th grade.
12?
Yeah, 11,
11?
12. I was a small
Oh.
girl.
Great. Are there any special dishes in your menu that have a family story behind?
Yeah, there's so many special dishes in our menus, and to clarify, Grand Istanbul has a separate set of menu. It's a cafe with in Turkish we say sulu yemek. It's like ready foods that we make daily, fresh every day. But you just get it and you just serve it. And A Thousand Tales is foods that we prepare, whether it's grill or oven, and that takes a little more time. Um, there's so many delicious things, but one of our signatures can be simit. That's a very amazing simit. Really, like in America, to find a simit like that, our guests and customers are shocked daily. They're like, "How do you guys make this simit here in Mount Prospect, like in the Midwest?" Another very popular, tasty dish is our shepherd salad. Very fresh veggies, very nicely marinated. Our shish kebabs.
Maybe tisti kebab,
Our
because it has like a
tisti
very
kebab.
historical background.
Yeah. And Beyti and Iskender. Those are dishes that we've had for years, ever since we had the Istanbul Market Cafe. And they're delicious, phenomenal dishes that have our family's touch.
So, you guys also have local community here, your customers. How does it feel like to share your culture through the food with local community?
Yeah. Well, our customers, our community has always supported us ever since we were the tiny Istanbul Market and Cafe, now known as Grand Istanbul Bazaar and Cafe. We recently remodeled, and it's expanded double its size, in A Thousand Tales. But our goal with both Grand Istanbul and A Thousand Tales is to not only serve food, but share a part of our culture, to allow our customers, our guests, to experience this culture, this hospitality that's very important in our culture. So somebody greeting you as soon as you walk inside of the doors. The stones at the restaurant, those are actually all imported from Turkey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like the beige stones, those are all from Turkey.
How did you bring it here?
Yeah.
That's a secret.
Well, we had it was during COVID that we started the construction. So there was a lot of, delays. We started in 2019, but we weren't able to open up until 2022. But because we have the grocery store since 2010, we do have a lot of networks, and we're constantly importing products for the grocery store. So it definitely made it a bit easier with A Thousand Tales already having that network. But then back to our hospitality and culture, we have American consumers, obviously. We have a lot of Turkish consumers. We have a lot of Eastern European, a lot of Central Asian. It's very, very diverse. And when all of them leave the restaurant or the bakery and cafe, or even if you just maybe watch the tables as they're dining, everybody seems so happy. They're just the smiles on their face, and you can tell that they're enjoying the food, but they're also making memories with their friends, family, colleagues, coworkers, and it makes us very happy to be able to show our culture to, our customers.
Yeah, when I went to Grand Istanbul Bazaar last time, I saw that it's much bigger.
Yeah.
And I love the design. It's really, really cozy and beautiful in there. And it's amazing to have all the products from Turkey, from Central Asia there. It's a good opportunity for us, for everybody who is in Chicago. Great. And another question is, what are some important lessons that you learned from your father? like during the
Yeah, like we learn so many lessons, and every day we continue to learn. Like we talk with him every day. We both have different like roles in our family business, and we discuss with him. My dad is a big problem solver. Like the whole emphasis of this business is like, and the goal of a business is to solve problems. Like, why do we start a business? Because there's a problem, there's a need, a necessity. Like we started to provide halal and quality products, and we have to solve this problem. So, my father has given us. For me, the biggest lesson is to have like a grit mindset and approach problems in a positive manner. If there's a problem, then look in a positive manner. How can I find a solution? Instead of focusing and dwelling on the problem, like a lot of people do, right? If there's a problem, like, oh man, like how am I going to solve this problem? Instead, look for the solution. I think that has like helped us not only in this business, but in our life, like tremendously. So look to solve problems. And another thing I think is my father has like extreme hospitality, extreme customer service, and people relations that he's like taught to us on how to keep good relations with people, how to think positively, and all these things really have helped us, like I said, in the business, but also in our life.
I 100% agree with the problem solving, because when any of us, and I can even see this in like our youngest brothers who are in 6th and 4th grade, instead of letting a problem just like stop us and getting stressed out, the first thing we say is, okay, there's a problem, but how can we fix this? And that's a key that is actually very hard to learn in life. And most people don't learn that until it's almost, I guess, like too late. But since we watched him growing up in the business, we learned that since a very young age. But I think the most important lesson that he taught to us, for me, is always having a good heart and being a kind person. Whoever it is, whether he knows the customer, whether it's somebody that he's seeing for the first time, whether they approach him with positive feedback or negative feedback, or whether they're even somewhat rude to him, he's always kind, he's always respectful, he always has a good manner, and he cares about everybody. He'll open the door for them. Hi, welcome. He'll ask them after their meal, how was your food? If somebody says, do you have a minute to talk? He'll say, sure, like, let's sit down, even though he has obviously businesses to take care of, and he's such a busy man. He'll make time for everybody, and he'll truly do his best to help them.
Yeah.
I asked my father, I said, what do you think is like our strongest point as individuals, as siblings? Because we're 6 siblings. Me and Hatija are the oldest. We're taking active roles in our family business. The other 4 are still in school, but like they're growing up the same way we're growing up. Right now it's summer break, right? School's ended.
Mm-hmm.
They're helping. Everyone's working. All 6 of us. So I asked my dad, because we all have like some unique characteristics and traits. Like you can tell, right? I'm a completely different person than Hatija right off the bat from where we're sitting. And all 6 of us are different like this. We're all unique, all 6 of our siblings. So I asked my dad, like, what are our siblings like strongest characteristics and traits? My dad said, and alhamdulillah, it's like this. He said it's your guys' character. And I'm happy to say that. Like, obviously, there's no such thing as perfect character, but my father and my mother, we can't credit our mother more. Their goal was to raise us with good character, eat halal food, like just have character. There's so many things we can say about character, but that was their goal. And I think really when you have good character, when you do honest work and honest business, you work hard, you put your mind to it, you actively look to solve problems, like doors are going to open, opportunities are going to open, people are going to come to you. Instead of working with someone who doesn't have the best reputation, they're going to come to you. And what we've done since 2010 is build our reputation. So right now we're kind of reaping the rewards of it with 1,000 Tales and Grand Istanbul, and as we continue to make more progress into our businesses. But it's a 15 years of an active reputation and character that my father, he first off carries utmost, and what he instilled into us and what we look to carry. Without an absolute doubt, if a customer has a problem, we can make mistakes. We're human beings, but we will try to actively solve it. We're going to try to make sure everyone is left satisfied. Like what just says, we will speak with our guests, we'll speak with our employees, we'll try to solve things, we'll try to move forward, and a lot of this is due to our character.
Yeah, great. What were some of the biggest challenges that you or your father, your family faced starting out?
Do you remember the first location, the warehouse? Was there like a hurricane when we were in Turkey, and like the roof of the building like collapsed on the car?
Yeah. It's crazy, like what she just said. Like when we first opened our store, the roof collapsed down,
Oh,
and it took us.
you were inside at that time.
Oh wow, we weren't inside.
We were
there
in
was a
Turkey traveling at that time, but there
Yeah,
was a very big hurricane in Chicago, and my dad couldn't come with us because he had to take care of the business. But even though we were so far, we felt very frightened when he gave us the news.
There's like a lot of setbacks nonstop, whether it be like things you can't control, like what Hutch just said, or problems with a customer experience or a vendor experience, or an economic setback like COVID-19. Who was ready for that at the time, right? But you have to adjust. So we've had like setbacks nonstop, and I think like that's like one of the setbacks Hutch just said, and we can list like 15 or 20 like that. Right off the bat in my mind, we had a car drive into our building 1,000 tails. It set back our construction for 6 months. We had some frame issues. We had to get a whole construction team to reevaluate it, get it run through the village again for permits and everything. So like we've had like countless setbacks like this. But the most important thing is like what we kind of talked about before, is not about like the setbacks, but how you're gonna move forward. Like when my dad said, like in Turkish say durmak yok. Like there's no stopping. There's no stopping. Like a setback might happen, but if you have that vision, you have that perseverance and grit, you're going to keep moving forward. You're going to find solutions. Like it doesn't matter how big the problem is. The goal is there a problem? Should we solve this problem? Some problems are worth solving, some are not. If it's a problem worth solving, then we're going to do whatever it takes in the most calculated manner to go forward and solve it.
It's not easy to have a family business.
It's not easy to have any business. Any business, small business, one person, family business has its own difficulties.
Can you share some like proud or emotional moments with your family?
I think one of the things that makes our family very proud is, unfortunately, halal food among non-Muslims didn't have a very strong reputation. People would think about very like not so hygienic conditions when you would say we're eating halal food, which is very unfortunate because that's actually the opposite of what halal is supposed to be, right? Like everything's supposed to be hygienic, no cruelty against animals, etc. And with 1,000 Tales and Granny Stumble now seeing all the backgrounds of customers coming, the diversity and how happy they are. And something that I think is like very notable is at 1,000 Tales, we don't serve alcohol, which in America, it's very hard to find a nice restaurant that doesn't serve alcohol. And what's even harder is for somebody like a customer that's so used to having wine or whatever it is with their food, saying, I love 1,000 Tales so much that I don't even need the wine. I don't even need the alcohol.
Yeah, I'm willing to compromise.
Yeah, I'm willing to compromise for this food, for this quality, for this service. And it feels like, obviously, the whole world doesn't know about us, but within our customer basis, it does feel like we kind of broke down that negative view of halal food. And that's something to make not only us as the business owners proud, but as Turkish people and as Muslim people very proud as well.
Yeah. And what helps you stay strong during the hard times?
For me, it's our family. Like, obviously, like we all work really hard. Everyone in our family, that's involved in the family business right now, especially from my dad to my mom to me and my sister. We all work really hard. To Hutch's husband, who also uh, manages our cafe as well. We all work really hard, but it's normal to have our energy go down right after working hard, dealing with a lot of things, feeling some sort of burnout. But what helps us is like we get energy from each other. If I'm ever feeling down, I'll go by Hatice. I'll see her positivity. I'll see Ömer's positivity, my father's positivity, my mom, and it'll be like a re-energizer. Uh, so that's what really helps. We all have like a singular goal and focus. That's to provide the best experience and quality food possible through our businesses. And another thing is resting adequately. Like you have to rest adequately. Really clear your mind, regather your focus, and I think that's the best thing that helps us get through those setbacks and yeah, stay motivated.
And how do you balance your roles? How is it like working with your family every day?
Well, we all have different roles. Obviously, we'll go outside of the roles and we'll do anything that we need to help each other, help our customers, help all of our employees as well. But having those definitions really helps us stay focused. So I focus on the grocery store mainly. So it helps me really stay on task, know what's going on there, the operation, understand the employees, have a one-on-one like relationship with the customers so I can manage my employees in the best way possible. And also I can listen to the needs and feedback of my customers to hopefully always progress more. My husband, Ömer, he's on the cafe side, so he focuses on the food we have there, the dishes we have there, the kitchen, trying to always improve what we have going on there. My brother, Burak, he focuses on A Thousand Tales, events and catering mainly, right?
Yes.
And us having those roles really allows us, I think, to have a very good relationship with A, the people we work with, B, the customers, which makes us so strong instead of kind of coming in, I guess, from like a higher point and not really understanding the operation. We're kind of almost like we live like their day almost like daily, and we can see the problems, and we know how to like support them and lead them.
Yeah, that's inspiring. So you work together. Do you have like any funny or unforgettable memories?
Well, when we were a kid, it's funny how you would obviously like you would want to play like basketball, and so my dad would in the morning during summer break he would bring me and Burak to work when we would open up at like 9 a.m. And he would have to go to the warehouse because he also has like customers there. He has his office there, his accounting, whatever. And he would say, hey, Burak, for example, you stay at the cashier. Hatice, you stay at the counter. And he comes back after 2 hours. He's like, Hatice, where's Burak? And I'm like, he's around here somewhere, trying to cover up for him. And he's like, okay, is he in the bathroom? I'm like, maybe. And Burak's nowhere to be found. And then my dad's like, he's playing basketball again, isn't he?
I was a big basketball fanatic and basketball player when I was a kid. So
It's like the same thing every single day. My dad's like, Burak, are you playing basketball again? But it's like thinking about it now, it's just like, it was very funny and good memories.
So you love playing basketball?
I used to. I used to play a lot of basketball. I started with soccer when I was a kid, and I played basketball for some time, and now I do jiu-jitsu and grappling. Like, I've always loved sports, so I loved athletics. Yeah, just funny, like what I just says. I remember those exact emotions and those exact times. I was like a small kid, like 11, 12, 13, and my dad would be like, "Okay, you're gonna be in the cash register today, or today you're gonna be stocking shelves, or today you're gonna be in the kitchen." I'd be there for 15 minutes. I'm like, "Oh, there's no business," and I'd go to the back, get my basketball, shoot some hoops. I see myself, my dad, an hour later, he's like, give me the same face. What are you doing? And then he pulls me back. Yeah, so we have a lot of like these stories because we grew up in like this family business. Like our business is a part of our family is a part of the business. So yeah, we really like grew and developed, and yeah, we had all of our life basically went through at this business.
And like customers watched us grow up too. We have like customers who still come ever since we opened up in 2010. And like
15 years.
For 15 years, yeah. So they saw us when we were like little elementary school, middle school kids. And now I'm married. He's about to get married.
Yeah, you grew up in their eyes. Do you want to share more stories? Like funny stories? I loved it.
Do you have any off the top of your mind? I remember like very funny ones with our younger siblings, like Ta and Eren, because they would like always try to. They grew up there when they were like 1 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old, and it's like their relationships they had with the employees, like, you know, they would. It was not only funny but like very cute too. Like all the employees, they saw us like as their brothers and sisters, and they loved us so much. They cared about us. I remember. With like Taha, there was an employee who would always like take him to the park like on his lunch break, and he even bought him like shoes because Taha was like obsessed with Crocs at the time.
Aww.
And I think he bought him like Crocs as a gift, and it's like I remember that as like a small kid. I don't know if Taha does, but it's just like everybody that we work with, like all the employees, my dad always thought of them as like extended family. And I would say like we really felt that too.
It's like part of your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. And how has the local community responded to your restaurant?
It's been a lot of positivity, a lot of like we talked about different ethnic groups joining us on our restaurant at our store. It's been mostly positive. We're very active in our local communities. Like we do different events, we go to different festivals, so we're always present. And overall, I like to say it's positive.
Mm-hmm. And I have another question, if it's okay. How many employees do you have on Thousand Tales and Grand Istanbul Bazaar as well?
At Grand Istanbul, we have around 20 employees currently.
At Thousand Tales, we have 50. We've had employees who've been with us since the opening of A Thousand Tales, and our businesses provide a unique opportunity where we've had people start off as servers or bussers in the restaurant or just working in the cafe in our cafe and bakery, and they've had the opportunity to grow and develop into supervisors and managers. So we've had a handful of people who've fit into that mold, who they just started and they climbed up the ranks, and they really love our business because they love our vision. They love working with us in the environment, and they see the onward growth and potential. And yeah.
And I think that's like one of our goals. So when somebody starts, obviously you want to work like long term as possible with them, which is why I say like they feel a part of the family, because one, we're there and we work together, but two, like we grow together. So they grow, they learn as our business grows as well. And that bond with them obviously continues. So sometimes you get married, you have to move somewhere else, or you have a health problem, you have to go back home, whatever it is, or you go back to like your original career. But no matter what, just like continuing that relationship with them. And even though we might be in different countries or different states, like almost every Eid, my dad will call them, "Hi, how are you?" How's everything going? Or they'll call my dad, and like ever since 2010, like God knows how many employees we've had, probably like 200 more.
Yeah, hundreds
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Wow. And can you tell us about your menu at Thousand Tales and the Grand Istanbul, your products at the Grand Istanbul Bazaar?
Yeah. So at Grand Istanbul, we have the cafe section where my brother mentioned earlier. It's more like stews, like home style, like the food that you would make at home. We have around maybe like 20 different menu items over there. Everything's made in-house from scratch daily. And it's very nice because in America, it's hard to find Turkish food, but when you do, it's usually like kebabs. It's not the food that your mom makes at home,
Yeah.
like more stews. And sometimes you just want something lighter, something different. So we offer that. And as I mentioned earlier, in addition to that, we do have Central Asian cuisine products too. So we have like manti, pilman, Uzbek plov, lagman. Yeah.
Samsı, pireşki, borsuk.
Yeah, all of that. Çiğ börek.
Wow, I didn't see any of those last time.
No?
We gotta show you.
Yeah.
We have tan, chalap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even chalap?
Even
wow.
challah, yeah. So, in addition, you won't regret it. In addition to the cafe, we have the bakery products like my brother mentioned. And we have like the classic traditional products as well, like poğaça, simit, açma. And we have a charcuterie department. In the charcuterie department, our goal is to have like finely selected cheese products and some dairy products. So over there we have milk from local Amish farms, butter, and milk from local Amish farms. And we also have cheese from Wisconsin, from Turkey, from Italy, from France, from Greece. Just like the top quality products possible out there. We have our nut station, which is like as soon as you walk in, the colorful delights that welcome you. So we have like baklava, we have Turkish delights, nuts, candies, chocolates. We have our butcher department, which is 100% Zabiha halal meat. It's very fresh, nothing gets frozen. And we have a butcher if you want to order like marinated meat now that it's like summer season for your barbecue. They'll do that for you.
Oh, wow. So you can get it from
You can,
Bazaar?
yeah, you can just
wow.
order, I need like beef shish skewers, I need chicken wings marinated, and we'll customize it for you, which is very, very nice thing to have, especially with the weather warming up finally. And in addition to that, let's say you have like guests coming over. Most people in America, they're busy. It's very hard to like juggle work, cleaning, food. You can say, hey, I have guests coming over. Can you prepare like a dish for me that I can just like toss into the oven, and it'll be like fresh, flavorful, but I don't have to deal with like cutting it, marinating it, and all of that. That's also something that we offer in the butcher department. And in terms of the shelves, we have very nice products from Kyrgyzstan, like Burak mentioned. We have honey, we have the drinks like tan, shalap, we have like the lazar rice, uzgan rice, and we have some like Central Asian, Eastern European, Russian sweets as well. Some Kazakh sweets like the rahat chocolates, the korovka like biscuits that are very nostalgic and popular. And then obviously we have products from our own culture, like Turkish legumes are very popular, like the lentils. Turkish tomato paste is very popular. And Turkish olives, Turkish tea, Turkish coffee, we offer all of that. We have like teapots to make Turkish tea as well, or like they call it cezve, so the pot to make like the Turkish coffee. That's made out of like copper, and you put it on the stove, or sometimes they make it in the sand in Turkey. We offer that, like Turkish tea glasses, coffee cups, trays, all of that. But yeah, our goal is to always bring in like the highest quality products from a diverse customer background.
You guys have almost everything that is related to our community.
Yeah.
That reminds us our like country.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's nice. And how do you import all the products from so many
Mhm.
different countries?
Well, since we started the business in 2010, we do have like a very nice network and a relationship that goes back many, many years. So some products we imported from Turkey directly, which basically means that it comes with a ship. So there's a container that usually comes to the East Coast, and then it comes to Chicago, which is usually a long process. I would say like takes at least a month. But then there's also a lot of vendors that we work with. I think maybe around like 30 now. We work with Amish vendors, Kyrgyz vendors, American vendors, Turkish vendors, Kazakh vendors. We work with like Bulgarian, Polish, European, so all sorts of vendors from different products that have from different backgrounds that have different products. So we can combine all of this at Grand Istanbul and offer like a very nice variety of products.
So another question is, if, for example, some of our listeners want to start like a restaurant business, the budget, how much money they need, and how long is it gonna take, like the process? Burabi?
Yeah, it depends on where they're looking to open, and like the size. Obviously, um, it really changes, but it can range from 50,000, 100,000 if you're looking for something smaller, up to really millions. Our recommendation for someone who's doing a startup is start as small as possible and see where you have the opportunities for revenue, and then grow from there. So when you start small, you have opportunity to like fix your mistakes quickly and learn from those experiences. So yeah, if they start a small business, 50 to $100,000, depending on the area, and start with minimal employees. We'd recommend as well. Minimal stress in terms of like accounting and marketing, and just go from there.
And what is your vision for the future? Do you have any plans to expand or?
There is a lot of requests from our community and our customers to open locations. I would say we've gotten like demands from even like all over the world, like Turkey, Dubai, like London, because we're close to O'Hare Airport, so there's a lot of customers that are here for work or travel, and we're only like a 10-15 minute drive. So they'll stop in and they say, like, I came in from Turkey, but this is better than the one I had in Turkey. Or, I came in from this country and like this quality is just like amazing. Like, it's top notch. And we would love to have it closer to us. So hopefully we would like to fill that gap and slowly open other locations, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Hopefully, great, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, the food is really good. I love it. Like, if someone goes there and try the food for the first time, they will definitely come back. Yeah, for sure. The food is amazing. It's top, really.
Thank you.
And can you share some experiences with your customers?
Yeah, we have two customers that come to my mind, two daily customers. We have one Kyrgyz Ece, who she used to come every single day to get lahmacun for her son. He was like a five-year-old. And he said, I only want to eat the lahmacun from 1,000 Tales. So after school, she'd pick up her son and come to 1,000 Tales, order a lahmacun every single day. And she moved far, so she's like a weekly now, but she used to come every single day after school. And then another customer for our bakery that comes to mind is we have a guy who owns a truck company nearby. and he comes in every morning and gets coffee, tea, pastries for his office, and then he communicates with the girls in the bakery. They love him. He's like a stand-up person, and every time like we have something new on the menu, he wants to try it. So yeah, so we have a lot of those are like two of like many, like a handful, many handfuls of like guests we have that are like dailies, and like 1,000 Tales is like a part of their life. We have like people who come to us like every single day, like, oh my God, you guys are the best, you guys are amazing, thank you so much, because we have people who like enjoy their coffees there. We have different people who enjoy their lunches, different people who prefer us for a dinner spot. Different people who just love the market, who just like do shopping in the market. So that's the unique aspect of our business. They support each other, but they have like different things. So in the market, you have like a different clientele. In our restaurant, you have a different clientele for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because we provide breakfast starting at 9 a.m. all the way to dinner at 10 p.m. And then you have a different clientele for our bakery and cafe. And within those things, you have like different clienteles. For example, for our bakery, you have different people who prefer our custom cakes. You can order a custom cake from us, and we can make it for your wedding, for your baby shower, for your birthday party. We could put any different design on it. Very fresh cakes. Like we get our chocolate from Belgium. Very quality ingredients. And then different people, like I said, who prefer like pastries for their office, people who prefer coffee for their daily, or just to chat and go on a date or business meeting in our cafe. So and then you have in our restaurant people who like our breakfast, people who like our lunch specials, people who enjoy our dinner hours. So yeah, that's the unique part of our business.
Yeah. And I think what's really nice is kids love us too. So, for example, like Buddha said, a 5-year-old says, "Mom, I just want the lahmacun from 1,000 Tales." There's also this one family that comes to us almost every weekend. They travel about an hour from the south suburbs to come to 1,000 Tales. I think they have like 4 daughters, and their daughters just say like, "Mom, Dad, take us to 1,000 Tales. Like, we love 1,000 Tales so much." And every single time they come, you know, I say hi to them, I greet them, and she makes like a little note to me. She's like, "I love 1,000 Tales so much." One time she brought me like a bracelet that's like, she's like, "Oh, this is my gift for you because I just love you guys so much." And their parents are like, every time it's one of their birthdays, they say, "We want our birthday from 1,000 Tales, nowhere else."
Wow.
So that's something to be like very proud of, like seeing how happy it makes kids.
Mm-hmm. And who is better, cook or baker in your family?
Probably Mom, right?
Hands down. Like
Yeah,
there's no
hands
question. It's
down.
my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we all learned from her.
Yeah. My dad makes great kebabs and barbecue stuff. My mom is amazing for just food, for pastries,
Baking, yeah.
anything, desserts.
Yeah.
Is there a food that you can eat every day without getting bored?
Oh.
For me, it's I have my favorite food is fish, sea bass, and I love steak and kebab. Like for me, I can eat those every day. So yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I think for me it's the stuffed grape leaves, sarma.
Oh, those are delicious.
Like I don't think I could ever get sick of that.
Yeah.
I could eat it like every day for the rest of my life.
Okay, and I guess we're almost done. What advice will you give to others?
Yeah. One advice we'd have for anyone looking to start a business in any industry, and you see this in Amazon, you see this in Facebook, Google. A lot of these businesses, where do they start? They started in a garage, right? Like you look at Amazon, the first picture, he started in a very small garage and then warehouse, and they just build like that. Mark Zuckerberg, he started Facebook when he was an undergrad at high school, right? He started, I forgot what the original name was, but it had a different name. So what my father has told me when I asked him for good advice in terms of business is, and it's replicated in our business, is start small. Like start small, learn, figure out your field, and try to have a revenue stream and follow that revenue stream. If another revenue stream opens, then follow that revenue stream as well. See what works. But when you start small and when you develop small, you can have time to develop your vision. You have time to fix your mistakes. You have time to grow. Really figure out what you want to do. Contrary to if you start very big, if you're inexperienced, you have a lot of issues that you can run into, right? Imagine you have no experience in a restaurant business like us. Unlike us, right? You have no experience and you decide to open 1,000 Tails in Grand Istanbul because you had the money and you just decide, let me just open this. It's going to be really hard for you to understand how people feel at a staff level, really have a vision for growth. So experience is built through time and effort and making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. It's hard to develop yourself from those mistakes when you're such a big company, and the cost of making a mistake is big, right? If a big company like $1 million, billion-dollar company, they make a mistake, it's going to cost them a lot. They're going to lose a lot of employees. They're going to lose a lot of business. Versus when you're small, if you make a mistake, you can fix it fast. You can grow from it. You can develop from it. So I think the best advice would be starting small, figuring out a revenue stream that works, right? Like if you're making money from somewhere, keep making money from there and figure out how can I add another revenue stream and another revenue stream and see which revenue streams are working and follow those streams. If one revenue stream is not working after countless efforts, there's no need to follow that revenue stream. You can just close it up. Okay, like maybe I'll revisit this later, but for now, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I 100% agree with my brother Burak. And we would like to thank our parents for overcoming all these obstacles for us and raising us, teaching us about life and about business.
Yeah, thank you to our staff at 1,000 Tails in Grand Istanbul. We have a tremendous staff. We'd like to thank the community of our guests and customers who support us daily, weekly, monthly, who enjoy the tastes of Grand Istanbul and 1,000 Tails and the experiences they receive. And we have so many more thanks to give. So thank you to everyone.
Yeah. Thank you for all of your support.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Burak Bey, Hatice, for coming and for joining us today. It was really inspiring to hear the story and learn more about 1,000 Tales and Grand Istanbul. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for our listeners, if you haven't been to 1,000 Tales yet, make sure to check it out and try their amazing food. You will definitely come back. And thank you so much. It was Badarstan Podcast and me, Nurzat. See you next time.